Both of these controllers have very high reviews and are regarded as very good controllers for the Android phone. And I've had the pleasure of using each of these, purchased both of these. Both of these actually came in the mail today. I already have a Razer Kishi, but that just started not working, so I ordered another one. And I also decided to try this one out again, just to see which one I really have a love for. And so, with me deciding which one is the best out of both, I decided to judge each of these in 5 categories. And I have 5 just in case one of them gets 2 and the other gets 2. Then the last one will be a tiebreaker. But they're going to be judged from the following categories: cost, style design, buttons, joysticks, feel and hands, and features. Okay, the first category is cost. If you go on Amazon right now, the GameSir X2 controller is on a lightning deal for $59.49, rounded up to $60. Now, regular prices is usually $70, but if you go right now, you can get it for $60. Pretty good deal. Not too bad, and that's brand spanking new. I don't see any used prices right now for this, and if you go on eBay right now, you're probably going to be looking between $50 and $70, even at a used price. Now, with the Razer Kishi, brand new price, $60. Not too bad. Like I said, they both got really great reviews. $60 brand new. Wait a minute, look at this. Look at this. It says $44.99. Brand new. There you go. Point goes to Razer Kishi. There you go. Lower price, brand new for the Razer Kishi. Now, if you want it even cheaper than that, because the Razer Kishi's been out longer than the GameSir X2, you can go onto eBay and try to find one even cheaper than that. I got one used for $30 plus tax. Can't beat that with a stick. But if you want a brand spanking new, not touched by any human hands, then there you go, $44.99, brand new on Amazon. That's not a bad price at all. You can get it used here as well. $31 here, $30 here. It depends on shipping as well, but still, get it a lot cheaper than the GameSir X2. So again, the point goes to Razer Kishi. Next category, style and design. Looking at the Razer Kishi controller, I really like how this can concave into a smaller form factor so that it can fit in the bag or even fit in your pocket pretty nicely. Held by this plastic plate in the back. If you extend these tabs out, you can lift this up to extend this even longer so it can fit your phone. And it stretches a little bit as well so that it can fit larger phones. So if you have a No Series phone, it can fit that phone pretty well. Now, as far as fitting your phone with a case or not a case, these plastic pieces were inserted on the inside of here. So if you do have a phone without a case, it can hold it pretty nice and snug. However, you can take these out, and if you are inclined to, if you want to use a phone with a case on it already, you can put it in like this, boom, and it fits right in nice and snug with the case on. So you don't have to take the case off when using your phone on the Kishi controller, which is pretty awesome. It doesn't have any grips on the back. However, when you do take or extend this out, these little indents right here, you can actually place your fingers on the inside of here, so you can get a pretty good grip on the controller when you're playing. So style is pretty cool. Style is very, very cool. Like I said, when you're not using it, just put these together like this. Look at that in the back. Nice and snug. Nice and snug to carry it when you want to go somewhere. As far as the X2 controller, not as compact as the Razer Kishi. However, it's still a pretty cool controller. If you want to use this with larger phones, it is telescopic, which is cool. Has a little port right there, just like the Kishi. Put it in, bam, fits right in, even with the case on. Even with the case on. However, you can't really use it with the case because, as you can see, there's a nice little gap right here. So the connector is not totally in the port of the phone. So you will not be able to use this with the case to begin with. You'll have to take the case off so that you can put the phone on so that it will completely connect to the phone. There we go. That's better. Now it's connected. So like I said, telescopic can fit, I think, up to a 6.8 inch phone. 6.8, maybe 6.9, I'm not sure, but let's just say 6.8. It has grips on the back as well. So the grips allow you to hold this nice and firm in your hands so you can play your games. Like I said, this does not have grips, but it does have the indents for you to put your fingers right here to keep the controller nice and stuck in your hands. But as far as the winner of the design, because the Kishi can do this, I gotta get the design to the Razer Kishi. Next category, buttons and joysticks. Taking a look at the Razer Kishi, the buttons. I like the way that the buttons are, they're arranged the same on both. However, on the Kishi, the buttons are bigger and they're a little springier. On the X2, they're a little more flat on the controller. But it has a little bit of spring so that you can press the button, but this has a much better spring to press the buttons. As far as the D-pad, both D-pads are pretty cool. The Razer Kishi D-pad is slightly larger than the X2, and it's more springier, a lot more springier, so you can get a little bit more rocking, so you can get out some moves if you're playing a fighting game or whatnot. This right here, it feels stiff. It feels really stiff, and because it's close to the controller, you really can't get that good feel to get your moves out on this controller. As on the Kishi, you can look how it moves. It just moves better. Now, as far as the analog sticks, the Kishi has larger analog sticks than the X2, and it has a bigger thumb piece, so you can really move it with your thumbs good. Now, even though these are small, they're pretty precise, even though they're small, but it's a little slippery. If you will be feeling this yourself, it's a little slippery. It doesn't concave like the thumb grips on the Kishi. So these are slippery too, but because they concave, your thumb can rest easier on here and it wouldn't slip as much as they would on the X2. Let's see, and another thing that I noticed, the shoulder buttons on the Razer Kishi, just noticed this like today. It has analog L2 and R2. I didn't know that. Whereas on the X2, they're just digital. It's just a click button. So it's not analog at all. So if you're playing a racing game on the X2, you just press a button, you just go. On the Kishi, you can slightly press it to go faster, and the harder you press, the faster you go, or the more you put on the gas. And that's what's cool. So it has analog, L2, R2. This is not. So as far as buttons and controls, I give that to the Razer Kishi. Next category, feel in the hands. The Razer Kishi feels really cool. Like I said, even with the indent, you can rest your fingers on the inside, so it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out of your hand. You can have pretty good control when you're using a Kishi. On the X2, you got the grips. You got the embedded grips, so it really feels nice. It feels like an actual joystick in your hands. So as far as feeling the hands, I will give that to the X2. Even though this, like I said, this is not that bad, just having the grips on the bottom just makes it a little better and feeling in the hands. Last category, features. Now, as far as features, it's a joystick. It really is not going to have a lot of features. Now, the one thing I do like on the X2 is that the USB port or connector, it swivels a little bit, so it wouldn't break off when you're trying to insert your phone onto the controller. Oh, look at that. Nice and snug. Really nice and snug. And like I said, because it pivots like that, you won't break it. Now with this one does not pivot, so that particular feature is not included, but it fits pretty well. And you can just pull it right out so that it will not break off. So as far as that, this little feature here is pretty cool to have. And the GameSir X2 has a feature that the Kishi does not have. It has a feature where you can use a particular emulator, the Egg NS emulator, to play Nintendo Switch games on your Android device. Yes, you heard it right. However, you probably have to have a particular type of Android device. There's a compatibility list on the Egg NS website, so you can see if your phone is compatible with the Egg NS emulator. For the most part, you're just going to make sure that your phone has the OTG or on-the-go feature on it, where you can connect a drive to it on the bottom, or connect a micro SD card reader on the bottom of your phone, or the side, depending on where the port is. So if it technically has that feature, then 9 times out of 10, the Egg NS emulator will work on your phone to play Nintendo Switch games. Even though that is a feature that is only for this controller, you cannot use Egg NS on any other controller. Even though that is a small, a big thing to have as a feature, you can kind of play Nintendo Switch games on this controller, and that's through using Parsec. And if you don't know about Parsec, I think Parsec is one of the coolest inventions ever made, where you can, I would say, stream your PC, any PC that you have, on any device that has the Parsec app. So if you put Parsec on your phone and then put Parsec on your PC, you can stream your PC onto your phone. I'm talking control it. I'm talking use a mouse with it, use a keyboard with it, use a joystick with it, play games on it. So with Parsec and using the Switch emulator Yuzu that's on the PC, I can play Nintendo Switch games on any controller. Let me say that again, any controller. Because again, you're streaming your PC basically onto your phone to play on the go, anywhere you go, on any controller. So depending on how fast your PC is at home, you could be playing games 40, 50, 60 frames per second right there on your phone. How cool is that? So that particular feature of the Egg NS emulator is no longer a big reason to buy this controller, because again, you can use Parsec and use this user emulator that's for the PC on your phone using Parsec. So features, that would be a tie. So overall, I would give the award for the best controller for an Android device, the Razer Kishi. Now, if you don't care about cost, then you would probably want to go with the X2, especially because if your phone is compatible, you can use the Egg NS emulator and play Switch games on your phone right out the box. Now with this one, if you're not familiar with Parsec or you don't have a PC, then you can't play Nintendo Switch games on your phone streaming your PC. So if you don't have that opportunity, then definitely get the X2 so that you're able to play the Egg NS or Nintendo Switch games on your phone. But as far as overall, I gotta give this to the Razer Kishi. I really love it. Oh yeah, both of them both have ports on the controller so that you can charge your phone while you're playing your games, so you never have to worry about your phone running out of battery while you're playing. So that's pretty cool. However, the Razer Kishi has partnered with the company that has a patent on the port on your controller, and that is GameSir. So they're partnered with them, and that's why the design is kind of similar to the GameSir controller. Now with the X2, it's made in China. Because it's made in China, they don't partner with anybody. They steal a lot of stuff, a lot of different designs. Doesn't really matter if they steal it or not. If you like it, you get it. And that's why I bought this a number of times, because I really do like the controller. However, again, the Kishi comes out on top. But that's just my personal opinion. You have your own opinions about what you use and how you use it. Tell me what you think. Which one comes out on top for you? The Kishi or the X2? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this comparison, definitely leave that thumbs up on the bottom. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.